Hello everyone and welcome back to another in-depth restoration analysis. Today we're taking a closer look at the incredible effort behind restoring a heavily rusted and aging pickup truck. The process begins with a thorough, methodical disassembly. A team of experienced mechanics work together to carefully dismantle the truck piece by piece. This is not a rushed process. Each panel is bolted down with precision. The bed, doors, fenders, and all attached exterior components are removed to expose the frame and underlying structure. This level of thoroughness allows the team to access any damaged or corroded parts that need to be addressed. As the truck is gradually disassembled, the condition of each part is assessed. Bolts that are rusted in place are carefully loosened to prevent further damage. It's clear that the mechanics don't just take apart parts, they preserve them for reuse where possible. But a vital step to ensure every part is ready for future finishing, welding, or painting. The engine bay, chassis, and even hard-to-reach interior panels were thoroughly scrubbed and washed. Throughout the process, the team demonstrated great teamwork, skill, and patience. Every job, whether it was loosening a stubborn bolt or brushing rust off a panel, was done with the dedication of true professionals who know the craft of restoration. The job begins with careful disassembly of the hidden interior components inside the door. To address these issues, the mechanic first works out the dents with a hammer and body repair tools. Each dented section is carefully reshaped, slowly returning the metal to its original position. Attention then turns to rust holes and surface cracks. Using a welder, the technician patches each defect with new material, carefully applying weld beads to seal the gaps and restore the structural integrity of the panel. Once the welding is complete, the welds are ground flush with the surface, creating a smooth transition between the original panel and the repaired sections. The door is then thoroughly cleaned to remove debris, grease, and oxidized material. This is followed by surface refinement. The technician will use body filler, often called putty or putty, to smooth out minor imperfections. Once the filler has dried, the entire area is carefully sanded. This is not a one-time process. The filling and sanding steps are repeated several times, gradually refining the surface until a perfectly smooth, even finish is achieved. Each layer is inspected by touch and sight to ensure a perfect feel, essential preparation for a high-quality paint job. After this meticulous process, the door is no longer a rusted panel but a beautifully restored canvas, ready for primer and paint. This type of craftsmanship requires not only the right tools, but also experience, patience, and a deep understanding of auto bodies. We start by treating the severely corroded body panels. Large areas of rusted metal are carefully cut away, exposing the underlying structure. Instead, new sheet metal patches are precisely welded in place. The welding process is performed methodically, ensuring that each weld is even and completely bonds the new metal to the existing body shell. This step not only restores structural integrity, but also creates a solid foundation for the next finishing step. Once the welding process is complete, each weld is smoothed with an angle grinder and finishing disc. This creates a seamless transition between the old and new surfaces, but the work doesn't stop there. To achieve an even, paint-ready finish, technicians apply body filler, commonly known as putty, to the repaired areas. This filler is spread evenly and then sanded to remove imperfections and achieve a flawless, even surface, setting the stage for a professional paint job. But perhaps the most impressive task in this segment is the fabrication of a completely new front bumper. Rather than salvage or modify an existing part, the team starts with a thick sheet of raw metal. Measurements are taken meticulously, then the metal is carefully marked, cut, and bent to shape. Multiple pieces of metal are welded together to create a bumper that is not only structurally strong, but also custom designed to fit perfectly on the front of the car. The result is a custom-made part that replaces the previously damaged bumper, improving both durability and aesthetics. This type of work demonstrates true craftsmanship, where manufacturing meets design and function meets form. This is a prime example of how restoring a car is not just about replacing parts, but building them back better than before. The process begins with the installation of the engine. This is followed by a meticulous reassembly of the exterior components. Each door is carefully realigned and re-bolted to its hinges. The windscreen and side windows are installed to ensure a tight seal and good visibility. The wing mirrors and side mirrors are also adjusted into their correct positions, followed by the installation of the headlights, taillights, and turn signals. Each component is checked for alignment and functionality. Once all the components are installed and securely checked, the entire car is prepared for paint. A rich, deep blue shade is chosen, giving the car a fresh, eye-catching new look. The paint job is carried out in a controlled environment to ensure an even finish and a smooth, professional finish. Every corner and line of the car is carefully sprayed, restoring its showroom-fresh aesthetic. Once the paint was completely dry, the final touches were applied. Small details were checked, doors and compartments were opened and closed for accuracy, the cabin was cleaned and detailed for display. The restored truck was then brought out into the light of day fully operational and ready to return to service. This final assembly and paint job was not only the culmination of countless hours of work, but also the craftsmanship, dedication, and technical excellence of the entire team. This was not just a restoration, it was the complete rebirth of a once-forgotten vehicle, now proudly reborn. Thank you to everyone who followed along and followed this memorable journey.